There's recently been a big change with Sena in that they're now offering discounts. So I thought it an opportune time to tell you how we've been getting on with their Bikom 20 cycling intercoms. So in this video I'm going to tell you what's good, as well as a couple of things that are not so good and how to overcome them. Wendy and I started using the Sena Bikom 20 intercoms back in May 2025, so almost a year and thousands of miles of riding. If you haven't seen my original review, the Bikom 20 is a lightweight intercom that can connect an infinite number of riders. It's mounted onto the helmet strap or a cap if you don't wear a helmet, and sits away from the ear so as not to block out the sounds of traffic, etc. And at only 20 grams we don't even notice them. The Bikom 20 uses the Mesh 3 system to provide the connection to any amount of other Bikom 20 units, so perfect for big groups such as cycle touring companies, race teams and clubs. But as more groups start to use these, the channels will become busy. So Sena has supplied 6 distinct channels to choose from, so you'll be assured of avoiding interference. As well as Mesh, Bluetooth is also used to connect a phone. So this allows for phone calls to be taken or made on the move, or you may wish to listen to music. Now, since I've retired, I keep away from the phone as much as possible, but I've had a few occasions where I've been expecting an important call and have been able to answer it and speak while on the move. And the clarity really surprised me. And if you have a suitably equipped head unit, you can also get audio feedback from that through the Bikom 20. And as the unit is on ear, ambient sounds are still clearly audible, so there's no safety issues. The units are rechargeable in 2.5 hours and last for up to 8 hours on a charge. If we're on a day out that's longer than 8 hours, it's easy just to use the USB-C port to charge during lunch. We now use the built-in power bank facility on our Ravemen front lights on the rare occasion we've needed to do this. When the units are switched off, there's a voice informing us of how much charge is remaining. However, we did note that when the battery level is low warning is given, the units are almost immediately about to run out of power. So a bit more notice would help. The range is said to be half a mile or 0.8 of a kilometre. Now you'll see Wendy is a long way ahead, could be even a quarter of a mile ahead, and we'll see if she can hear us okay. Can you hear me, Mother?
Yeah, loud and clear.
There you go. They say it's a half a mile range, but that half a mile is line of sight, so if you go around a bend you will lose them. So when we get out here, are we going to go off on the hill?
Yeah, whichever you want.
As you can hear, the clarity is excellent, even in high winds, and that's down to the active noise control circuit and the supplied wind sponge. But that wind sponge is something I'll come back to shortly. Apart from the reassurance of being able to keep in touch by voice, I strongly believe the Bikom 20's enhance ride safety. For example, in sections where it's safest to ride single file, there's no temptation to ride up next to someone to speak with them. This is especially helpful with large group rides, where the front and rear leaders can pass information between themselves quickly and clearly. Apart from the safety aspects, it's also good to be able to chat without shouting or having to catch up. There is a potential drawback though when riding next to each other. A phenomenon called latency is experienced. And this is where the natural voice is heard immediately, whereas the electronically processed voice is received a few milliseconds later. This can give a strange echo effect, which we did get used to, but there was no need after we discovered a simple remedy.
Who lost her life to a train at this spot on the 8th of March 1881.
Just flip up the mic boom and it immediately cuts off the voice output. No buttons to press, just flip up the mic boom and flip back down to speak again. And this is especially useful when we're huffing and puffing up climbs. But the mic boom is where another potential issue resides. Flipping the boom up or down can cause the sponge wind muff to be pushed off. We've both done this and had to use the spare one that's supplied with the kit. When we lost them a second time, I found mine, but Wendy had to operate without hers and there was some wind noise without it. And while we're talking of weather, the IPX7 rating means that the Bikom 20 won't be affected by rain. The kit includes 2 strap mounts, but only one will be useful for a standard width cycle helmet strap, which is where another problem lies. Again, I'll come to that shortly, and I'll offer a solution. If you prefer to ride with a cap on only, such as if you're in the Netherlands, the cap clip mount is very secure. One viewer commented that he purchased the Bikom 20s for him and his wife after watching my first review. While they liked the units, his wife had almost immediately lost one of the strap clips. They tried the narrow clip supplied, but that wouldn't fit her wider strap. No problem, he thought, I'll buy a spare from Sena. Sena Europe were offering a strap kit for a reasonable £10.95. That's until he spotted the handling and shipping charge of an eye-watering £42. And that's probably for an envelope-sized package. But before I come back to that price, how do we avoid losing the clip in the first place? Well, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the clip, it's just a case of ensuring that it's correctly fitted each time. Now, I don't have that problem, as I leave the Bikom 20 unit fitted to the helmet and charge it in situ, as when the Bikom unit is fitted, it clamps the clip and strap securely, so I recommend doing that. Just last week, Wendy rode to the shop without the Bikom unit attached and lost the strap. Buying the Sena Europe spare clips was out of the question, so I searched for an alternative, and I found this genuine Sena clip kit for £11.95 on eBay. There are items in the kit we won't use, but as there are 2 of the clips we need, it's perfect. So what about those replacement sponge wind muffs? Well, I found them on the Sena website at £5.95 for 5, which is very reasonable. But the carriage and handling took the total to a staggering £47. So I spoke to Sena about this, and it seems it's only UK users that suffer, and it's all to do with Brexit duties. So I'm afraid it's out of Sena's control. So I had a mooch around Amazon, and I found some alternatives that fitted the diameter of the mic. These cost less than £3 delivered, and that was for 12 of them. These are longer than the original wind muffs, but they work well and they're less likely to come off. And if they do, I've 11 more spares. So in conclusion, the Bikom 20s are an excellent enhancement to our rides, and we now won't ride without them. Now, as I've said, there are a couple of things you need to watch out for, but now you know about them, they shouldn't be a problem. And the big change is that Sena are now offering discounts, so if you use the code RIDEWITHROY at the checkout, you'll receive 10% discount. But as always, I urge you to look around to see if you can get a better price. In July, we're riding in Belgium and the Netherlands for 4 days. And as there will be 3 of us on that ride, I'm hoping to add another Bikom 20 so we can demonstrate how they work with 3 riders at the same time. Well, I hope you found that useful. And if you did, please take a moment to give it a like and share with anyone else you think might be interested. And please comment below on your thoughts on intercoms for riders. Is it something you think would work for you, or do you relish the peace and quiet of a ride? So thanks for watching, and I'll say bye for now.